How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I am coming with a video to explain how much I make at my day job as a personal banker. And actually, I think this is going to be part of another mini series where I break down each of my forms of income and walk you through what I do, how much I make, what I'm looking to do in the future, and some other aspects of it too. So let me know if you want me to do that in the comments below. I have several forms of income, probably around 9 or 10 now, and I've done some videos on it in the past, but I kind of condensed them all into one video, and that's before I had the viewership that I had now. So I want to spend some more time going over each one of them because I wish people had done this before I started my career. I wish I kind of would have known what certain jobs could make, and if I could make another couple $1,000s doing something really easy, I could have done a couple of the things I'm doing now all through college, and it would have paid for a significant part of my living expenses, and it doesn't require much effort. So I really wish I would have known that going forward. So if you know anything about personal banking, there seems to be a misconception that they don't get paid very well, and I think it depends on the company you're at, but I think that they're pretty highly compensated. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about like the big bad banks that you hear about on Wall Street and the financial crisis. I'm talking about the person down at your local credit union or your local bank, and they're not really pulling any strings in a master scheme or anything. They're helping people set up accounts. They're looking for what might suit someone's needs. If they're trying to get money loaned to them, what's the best option, the lowest rate. And these are the people that really just want to help you reach your financial goals. And a lot of the time they're not helping you invest. They're not the person actually pushing through loans. They're like the intermediary between you and what you want to get in the future. So they're really there to help you out. So personal bankers have a few different ways that they make money at their day job, but a lot of the value of their overall compensation comes in other ways besides their hourly rate. So I'll go through that. I'm gonna break down what I made last year, what I made this year, some of the benefits that we get as personal bankers. And if you guys have any questions, if you are thinking about a career in this, it's a really kind of a cushy job, honestly. So you might want to consider it, especially you don't need a college degree. I have one, but to progress in the field, you would need a college degree, but to become a personal banker, you don't really need one. So it might be a good solution if you want to make $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year. You can do it as a personal banker. So for some of you, it might not seem like anything, but if you know someone that could do this and would do it well, and that would be an upgrade, it might be worth watching just to show this video to them and show them what they could be making as a personal banker if they moved into the field. So like I said, I set up accounts, I help people get the financial products that they need, and we get paid pretty well to do this. So far this year, I've made almost $21,000. It's actually $20,703 plus a little bit of mileage reimbursement, so probably closer to $21,000. And that's just in the first 5.5 months so far. We have 16 more paychecks. So just working on the math, I should make about $48,000 in income by the end of the year. That's not assuming any big bonuses throughout the rest of the year or any little commissions. Depending on the product that is given, we might get like $10 or $20. It's not really that much, but it's just one way for them to incentivize us. So looking at about $48,000. Last year I made about $43,000, and I do get paid hourly about $21.72 right now. I got pay bumps a couple times last year because I got promoted, but when I started out, I was making $18 an hour. Now I'm making about $21.72, so a pretty good increase there, about 20%. And we do get bonuses at the end of the year. Depending on what bank you're at, you might get a pretty sizable bonus and less hourly rate, or you might get pretty high hourly rate and a lower bonus. But between everything this year, I'll be making about 48. I made 43 last year. But like I said, a lot of the benefits come from outside of just the hourly rate. And I'll explain that. So we have a lot of different perks for working at our bank. We get 100% 401k match up until 4%. I put in 4% of my salary into my 401k, and the bank matches that another 4%. So I get about $1,929 in matching for my 401k. Then we also have what's known as a retirement investment account, which is, they call it an RIA, but it's essentially a pension account, and that's based on your age and your years at the bank. Right now, since I'm young and I don't have my years at the bank, I get the lowest percentage. So they take your salary and they take 3% of it on the level that I'm on, and they contribute 3% to this pension plan for you. You don't pay anything for that. They just give you extra in your pension account. So it's kind of like the matching 401k, but you don't have to put anything in it. And that grows at 3.79%. It's tied to the treasury yield, but right now it can't go any lower than 3.8%, so I just count it as 3.8%. So that will pay me about $1,450 this year. And then there's also an employee stock purchase plan where they match you up to 15%. I'm not going to include that because that's all based on what you put in it, and it's obviously just in one stock and it's very volatile, so I won't include that here. But between my hourly rate, my bonus this year, my 4% match, and then my 3% pension plan, I make about $51,600. So that's just between my investments and what I take home. And there's some other benefits too. We have an HSA because we have a high deductible health plan. So that high deductible health plan I think caps out around $2,500, and it's still a pretty good health plan, and it's pretty cheap. So it is pretty low cost for me. I pay $22 per pay period, so maybe $45 a month or so. And then we also have dental and vision insurance, which is about another $10 to $11. So between health, vision, and dental, I believe I pay about $65 a month or so. So that's really not bad at all. I will say though that I am a young adult, so this isn't as beneficial to me because my health insurance would be relatively low anyways. From what I could tell, it would be about $200 a month, maybe a little bit more for this on the open market. So I save about $150 a month here. So that would equate to $1,800. We'll just call it $2,000 to make it a little bit easier math. And then with the HSA too, if you don't know what an HSA is, you can put money pre-tax in there. And if you use it for health-related costs, then you don't have to be taxed on it. You can take it straight from there. So I contribute $3,500 a year to this. And if it's untaxed, that means that's like a 20% bonus. So it saves me about $700 a year in taxable income. So that's about $2,700 from the health plan and the HSA. And then there's another benefit we have, which is continued education. So we have a tuition assistance program that will pay up to $5,250 per year, up to 4 years. And I'm gonna add that on here because I do plan to get my MBA, and that will go over the next 3 years. So I'm gonna be saving about $5,250 a year for the next 3 years. So between that and the health insurance, you can add another $8,000 worth of benefits. So really, I'm getting about $60,000 between my pay, between my investments, between my health insurance, and my continued education. And one of the best things about this job is actually none of those things. It's actually our PTO and our holiday pay. So I get 136 hours starting off as a personal banker, and then we also get 10 paid holidays. So that is really good. That's really good compared to normal jobs, and that means I get about 216 hours off throughout the year, which is about 10.4% of the entire work year. So about 1 day every 2 weeks I get off. As you get promoted and as you've worked longer at the bank, you get more hours. So a lot of managers actually get 216 hours of PTO, and they also get the 10 paid holidays. So they end up getting about 15% of their year off. And at my location too, it's nice because we work 10-hour days. So I don't mind going from 8:30 to 7:30 with an hour lunch in there, and only working 4 days a week. So between that and the PTO, I'm working about half the days of the year, and the other half I have off. So it's really nice because I'm doing all these other things in my other businesses, and it gives me a lot of free time. So if you've ever thought about personal banking and you want something that will offer you a lot of flexibility, this might be a good solution for you. And you can get moved up the ladder. So, if you become a financial analyst, if you become a retail personal banking manager, if you become a risk analyst, any of these other jobs, because there are tons of jobs in the bank besides just a personal banker and a teller. Those are most of the jobs that you might see walking into the bank, but there are tons of people behind in the back room and doing all types of stuff. They have really good benefits and they have pretty good pay. So this isn't something that you can scale up really well, but if you become a manager and make $65,000 to $70,000 plus all these other benefits, there's a pretty good career that is, pretty cushy in there when you think of benefits and PTO. So that's kind of where I'm at, and this isn't supposed to be bragging or anything like that. You know, for some of you that might seem like a ton of money, for some of you that might seem like chump change. This is just to be transparent with you, how much I make, what I do with my money. I'm not a private person, so I'd rather have the people that want to know, I'd rather have them know. And if you guys have any questions, leave them below. You know, if you want me to do these videos again, like I said, please let me know. If you don't mind leaving a like button and subscribing, it does really help out the channel, and it helps me provide better content and more content. And I will continue to make these videos, but it always helps to get that positive reinforcement. So I appreciate it, guys, and thank you for watching the video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.